Chasing down your dream, even if everyone around you thinks you're crazy, is the only way you're gonna win. Most people are crazy busy but don't get anything done. You go as far as you believe you can go.
Wanna soar? Get a mentor. Hey, this is Jeremy Stickney, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that's holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside yourself. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Evan Carmichael, and the best advice to crush in 2020. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, chase your dream.
Chasing down your dream, even if everyone around you thinks you're crazy, is the only way you're gonna win. I like to say that everybody has Michael Jordan level talent at something. Everyone, yes, you, right there, you could be the greatest of all time at something. The problem is most of us settle for something just over survival, something just good enough to get by, instead of going for something that you could be the greatest of all time at. The toughest choice I ever had to make in my life was whether I should become an entrepreneur or go take this 6-figure job traveling around the world in investment banking. And I thought I wanted to be an investment banker, but I had this thing gnawing at me saying I need to at least try this entrepreneurship path, just to test, just to see. Nobody in my family was an entrepreneur. I didn't have an upbringing of entrepreneurship. I didn't have heroes or role models around me who were entrepreneurs that I wanted to model and be like them. I thought I wanted to be a banker. But when this opportunity came up, I did not want to live with regret. That's the final filter through which I made my decision. I looked at the 2 decisions. This is where you can't just make your list. When you're faced with a really tough decision, you have to make your big decisions with your heart and the small ones with the head. What do I do? The most difficult decision of my life, what do I do? Do I take this job? Or do I try to be an entrepreneur, make $300 a month and have 30% of a company? What's the best call? I did not want to live with regret. I asked myself, if I'm 100 years old and I'm sitting on a rocking chair and I'm in a retirement home and I'm about to go, this is it, this is the end of my life. When I look back on this moment right now, I look back on it, what will I regret more? Saying no to the job or saying no to the business? And I thought, you know what? I can always get another job. I could. It may not be the same job. It may not be in Asia like this one was. May not be traveling as much, but I can get another job that's similar. This business, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get the shot again. I don't know if this will ever come around again. I'm gonna regret it if I don't know. And I adopted the mentality that I would rather know and fail than not know. I had to know.
Rule number 2, don't make busyness your habit.
Most people are crazy busy but don't get anything done. If you feel like you're crazy busy, like you barely have any enough time for yourself, that you get to the end of the week and you know you've been hauling ass all week long, you've been busting your face in, you've been working, super busy, but then you look back and you say, what did I actually do this week? If that's you, then this message is for you. You're busy, but you're not focused, and shifting your life begins with shifting your priorities. So I used to pride myself on responding to email ASAP, quickly. Like, you send me an email, 30 seconds to 60 seconds later, you would get my response. I prided myself on, like, that's good service. That's what you should do as an entrepreneur, right? Like, people communicating with you, you want to send it back to them quickly. I hated having to wait on people, so I didn't want to be that for others. So I had all my notifications turned on, and as soon as an email came in, ding, came in, boom, response, go. What made it worse was people would then get my response. They tended to be on the computer at the same time. And then they write back right away and say, wow, you're really quick. Like, thank you so much. And that fed the identity, that fed the ego. And I am very fast, exactly, right? There's proof that this thing works. The problem was, I wasn't getting anything important done. I was working on something, and then the notification came in and I stopped what I was working on to go answer this email, feel great about myself, that little hit, and then come back to my project. Like, what was I working on? And it takes time to start getting back into the flow of working on that thing, and then another email comes in. And so I ended up being busy, I was working all day long, right? Like lunch at the desk, breakfast at the desk, dinner at the desk, all day long, right? Washroom, back to the desk. There was no breaks. All day long, straight through. But then I get to the end of the day, end of the week, I'm like, what did I do this week? I don't know. But I answered a lot of emails because I didn't have focus. I didn't have priorities. And when I realized that, after that happened enough times, I realized, wow, I'm never gonna get close to my goals. Like just doing this, all I'm doing is reacting to other people's goals. When somebody shoots me an email, that's what they want. They're demanding my time. And I'm giving it to them freely because I have no defense around my time, because I have no respect around my time. I'm just letting it bleed out. There's no time for me to work on what I want, and so I'm not gonna make any progress on the things that I want. If you wanna make progress on the things that you want, you have to carve out time for the things that you want. That's how it works. And you gotta put gates and blockades and barriers around it and say, this is my focus time and nobody's allowed in. Now, worst case emergencies, family, awesome, but there aren't that many actual emergencies. You have to be willing to let the small balls drop to go for the big goals in your life. You have to pick. You can't do both really well. You have to pick. What do you want to be great at? Do you want to be great at getting every little small thing done and then never do the big thing? Or do you want to be great at getting the big things done and risk losing some of the small things? Because by chasing down the big things, you're going to lose some small things.
Also, if you want to have more motivation and confidence, check out the 254 series, links below, and they're free to join.
The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do. If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it. Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
Rule number 3, believe.
You go as far as you believe you can go. When the people around you say you're crazy, when you're putting in massive effort but you're not getting the results, where you sit alone and wonder, did you just make the biggest mistake of your life by starting this business? That is the time when most people quit, and you need to believe more. Because if you love this thing, if you know that it's going to impact people and you give up too soon, you will regret for the rest of your life knowing that you were capable of more and you just quit on it a little too early. So I look at my new book as an example. I did my tour across America, met with entrepreneurs all across America, and found that people were struggling with the same thing. They want to know, how do I find what my purpose is and turn it into a lucrative business? Every city that I went to, even though that was not the topic I was covering, it came up over and over and over and over again, 23 different cities. And so I thought, I'm going to write a book on this. This is going to be my next book. I'm going to take people through the process because my process works and it helped people live in 10, 15 minutes, and they're getting new ideas and results. And here we go. Like they understand what path they need to take. Finally, they have clarity on what to do next. And so I told my agent and my lit agent, like, this is the next book I want to write. We told publishers, this is the next book I'm gonna write. And from the start, it's been this big pull. It's been fighting. We don't like the title. We don't like the concept. No, we're not gonna publish it. No, we're not gonna publish it. And I wanna do it by January because I wanna do my next tour across the rest of the United States, East Coast, Texas, Mexico. I wanna do my next tour. So I wanna have my book in stores by that time. And it's been this rough slog, where if I didn't believe in myself that this was so important, with the people who are looking at it saying, nah, we don't like this concept. Nah, it's been written before. No, this method we don't believe in. It's easy to quit. It's easy to give up. It's easy to say, forget it. I just know that it's gonna work. I know that the process helps people. I've seen it with my eyes across 23 cities over 90 days. I wrote the draft of the book and I gave it to some beta readers. And the number one piece of advice from people who've read both my books, the Year One Word and then this, like this is the better book. This is the best book you've written so far, including my self-published ones. And so what do? I've got these people who are my audience who love it, and then these people who aren't my audience but who make decisions saying, nah, we don't believe in it. I'm not gonna quit. I gotta keep going. I gotta do my tour. There better be some crazy good reason for me not to do my tour, right? Even if I have to self-publish it. Now, I'm pretty close to making my deal, making it all happen and getting timelines and all that, but we don't have a signed contract yet and anything can happen. We're pushing the timelines because I'm pushing the timelines, because otherwise this thing could drag on forever. When you have an idea that you love, that you know can have a huge impact, that's just taking longer than you hoped it would. When people are telling you that it's crazy and that it's stupid and that who are you to go off and do this thing? If you love it, you have to double down on it. You have to go in on it. You have to be open to getting help, but if that door closes, you try to find another one. And that's the story of every successful person. You're trying to do something different.
Rule number 4, take immediate action.
As soon as you get that idea, while you're feeling bold, while you're feeling inspired, to go off and take some kind of action. I call it the 2% difference. Don't worry about trying to get to 100%. Don't worry about planning and strategizing and figuring it out and thinking. That's what most of us do. You get an idea, you think, you start thinking, right? You plan. How do I get to that 100%? No. You've lost, because you're going to wake up tomorrow a different person, because you're going to go home today, plan, and wake up tomorrow a different person, and then not take action because you're scared. Because your brain will start talking you down from that crazy big idea. Your brain will talk you down from going off and living your truth. That's what's going to happen. That's what always happens. And so while you're feeling the energy and the momentum, you got to take some action. Instead of planning how to get to 100% of the way, you take action immediately on getting 2% of the way. 2%, the 2% difference. Go from 0 to 2%. If you can't take immediate momentum to getting 2% of the way, you will never get to 100%. You have an idea to make a YouTube channel. Great, go make a video right now, today. ASAP, the 2% difference. Make your first video right now with your cell phone. What most people will do is start researching, right? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to wear? What's my hair going to look like? What camera do I need to get? What phone do I need to get, right? What's my lighting going to be? What microphone? Think, and then never do. Because you're a perfectionist. You're going to perfect your way out of ever living your truth. The beginning is messy. It's supposed to be messy. Go off and get your 2% difference towards finding and living your truth. Quick example, my story. I'm here in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. I was walking down a beautiful summer day last year, and I decided that I was going to take Nina to every city in North America with 1 million plus people. Every city in North America, 1 million plus people. That was my decision. Great. What's my first step? Action. The 2% difference. So it's not, here's what most people do. It's not go home and research how many cities there are. It's not go home and make a plan for how we're going to do this. There's lots of reasons why it's not going to work. Nina still had a full-time job. I had no idea how many cities there were. I had no idea what the next step was going to be. Just do something. Immediate action. And so I thought right away, 5 seconds later, here's my goal. Great. 5 seconds later, this weekend, let's hit one city. Boston. Nina had never been to Boston, so I thought Boston was the closest city to Toronto. It wasn't. Pittsburgh actually was. And on my tour, the people in Pittsburgh told me, they let me know that Pittsburgh is closer. But it doesn't matter. This weekend, we're going to go to Boston. It was a Wednesday that I decided, and on Friday night, we were leaving for Boston. Boom, I hit 2%. There's 50 cities. We're going to hit one this weekend. We're going to get 2% of the way done. On the way back from Boston, we decided to do this tour that I'm on right now. And now we're going to hit 50% of the cities on my list. Momentum. That's the thing that's missing, momentum, because you're trying to be perfect. You're trying to fully understand your truth, but you can't think your way through your truth. You have to experience it and feel it. And the starting point is a 2% difference. So take whatever idea that you have and train yourself. I want to burn this into your nervous system. This is one of the most important things you can do of all time. As soon as you get an idea, action, idea, action, idea, action. The more you can shortcut that window, instead of taking a week to take action or a day to take action, immediate, 5 seconds, idea, boom, some kind of 2% action, and expect it not to be perfect, expect it not to be the best plan. My plan was wrong, right? Pittsburgh was closer. In my head, I thought it was Boston. We went down the wrong path, but the momentum is what matters. And now we're 50% of the way. And now I'm going to close that gap and get the rest of it. The 2% difference.
And rule number 5 before a very special bonus clip is hold yourself accountable.
You need people in your life to hold you accountable, because you will never push yourself as hard as you can go. You get a personal trainer not because of what exercises you should do. You can look that up online. The real value of a trainer is to have somebody right there in front of you, in your face, telling you to do 3 more reps of that exercise when you want to quit, when you're going to tap out. And if you were by yourself, you'd say, I'm done. And they say, give me 3 more, because all of the growth happens in that last set. If there's nobody around you to hold you to a higher standard, you'll always know that there's another level, but you'll be too afraid to reach for it yourself. So let's use me as an example. I want to solve the world's biggest problem. I don't think people believe in themselves enough. It's why I created this channel and all the other ones I have, and the books and the speaking and everything I do. I want to go out and do this impossible thing that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna solve the world's biggest problem, and yet I wake up every day and I try to do it. And I use a combination of what I call aspirational mentors, which are people like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and the people that I profile on this channel. And then I also do it from people who challenge me one-on-one. If you watch my Entrepreneur Advice channel, I get pushed every week by my agent Steve, by psychologists in Australia, by people who are coaching me on how to get better. And they push me and they tell me I need to do more, and they tell me I'm being an idiot in these areas. And like, go, this is the homework. And the more uncomfortable I feel during that process, usually the better the advice is. If I think about the tour that I launched last year and now the tour that I'm doing this year, it started as a free tour and became a paid tour when my agent Steve pushed me to do it. Like, you need to charge for this. And immediately my heart's booming. Boom, 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 boom. I'm scared. It means I have to do it. Having people around you who can push you to do the things that you need to do, who make you nervous, who make you scared, who see your blind spots, who cut through your BS, who tell you that's just fear talking, because we'll come up with really logical reasons why we can't do something. Or aspirational mentors who, when you see how they react to things, how they see things, how they understand the world, and then you look at what you're doing, it forces you to be pulled up. It forces you to take the next step up on the staircase. You need to do it because your environment's been perfectly designed to keep you where you are. Your friends, your family, all of it. It's keeping you exactly where you are. And the difference between where you are now and where you want to be and where you can be in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years is going to be the people you have around you and how much they're willing to push you, to believe in you, to tell you what you may not want to hear, but you need to hear to grow, to challenge yourself, and get to the next level.
Now I have a special bonus clip to help you focus on your distractions that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, what is the one thing you need to take immediate action on that's holding you back right now? Number 2, where do you need to take more accountability in your life so you control your life? And question number 3, which distractions do you need to get rid of in your environment to succeed and believe? So if you've made it this far in the video, I want to celebrate you, so be sure to leave a comment saying #believe below.
The thing that you keep getting distracted by might be the very thing that you should be focusing on. So many people keep asking me, hey Evan, how do I stop getting distracted? How do I focus on my work? If you keep getting distracted, it's for one of 2 reasons. Either 1, you don't like the work that you're doing, or 2, you're afraid of it working out. The solution isn't to keep avoiding it, the solution is through. And chances are that thing that you keep getting distracted by is actually the thing that you should be focusing on. You just don't know how to make it a business yet. Now, I'm a big believer in as soon as you get an idea, you test, you try, you tinker, you experiment. Idea to action, the 2% difference. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So a quick example with my top 10 series. When I first started the top 10 series, I didn't think it would become a series. I didn't think it would become this huge thing that then later defined my channel and became the most popular series on my YouTube channel. It started off because a friend of mine, Mark, posted a blog about Kanye West and how he interrupted Taylor Swift. And this was multiple years after he had actually done that. And like, come on, man, you can learn from Kanye, dude. Stop hating on Kanye. Yes, he gets himself into trouble. He deserves it. But he's also a genius. He's also someone that you could learn from. He's won more Grammy Awards than anybody at his age. He convinced John Stevens to change his name to John Legend because it had an old school voice. There's all these amazing stories about Kanye that you can learn from his success. And so I thought, forget this. I'm not just going to complain. I'm going to take action, and I'm going to make a top 10 rules for success from Kanye West. And I went out myself and researched all these different clips and I put them together. And sure, there's a lot that you can't learn from Kanye. There's a lot that you don't want to model or copy and emulate into your life and business. I get it. But there's still 10 things at least that you can apply and learn from him to make you a better version of you. And so I just did it. And I released it and people liked it. It was meant to be a one-off video just to show my friend Mark, to say, just watch this, Mark. Watch it, learn from it. You could learn from Kanye. And it was a distraction project, right? I'm working on my business. I'm working on trying to create something. Mark creates his blog post and I get distracted by it and think, I want to make a video. And I put my business on hold Instead of saying, no, forget that idea. I need to stop doing that. I need to just focus and forget all distractions. No, I said, you know what? I'm going to put this on hold because I can't stop thinking about this. So I'm going to do this, get it out of my system, and then I'm going to come back to my main business. Although that little thing that I did just as a one-off to show my friend Mark ended up becoming the entire channel. You never know. And so it's idea to action. That thing that I got distracted by ended up becoming the beginning of an entire series, an iconic series on my channel, and it might be the thing for you too.
If you want to learn how to win on social media in 2020, go check out the video right there next to me. I know you're gonna love it, and continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I think regular content is a winning marketing strategy right now, 2019, 2020. Every question that you get asked,